on Bondi Rescue. Concern for a missing man.
He's missing.
Two girls seem to have ignored the warnings, but Jethro is faced with a confronting reality.
Yeah, never seen anything like it.
It'll be your worst nightmare.
A man has been missing for more than 2 hours. He was last seen in the water.
No one's going to leave the beach without their stuff, and they're sitting right in front of the worst rip.
Yeah, Beauty's paddling out. I know something's definitely not right, but we can never imagine what happens next.
We were sitting in the tower. Gonzo got a call and was from the icebergs. They said, look, there's two guys in trouble, can you help them?
Yeah, on two lilos at the back. Nah, one of them's lost it. One of them lost the lilo. Okay, that's that. We'll keep an eye on him. Thanks, heaps.
Yeah, no, I've got him.
Everyone on the beach today's got a Santa hat on. Doesn't matter where you're from, the good swimmer, the bad swimmer. I'm looking at two Santa hats now drift out in the rip.
At the start, they were holding a lilo, so they were kind of fine, but then they let go of the lilo.
Yeah, you've lost the lilo. They've all lost the lilo.
I've picked the binoculars up and had a look and seen where they are and thought, I've got to go.
We just thought, look, their pommies off their heads, so we thought, look, we've got to go down there and rescue them.
Yeah, they're in the rip.
We're driving down there to the rescue and we can't even see what's happening in front of us and we almost run into someone. Seeing the two Santa hats in the rip at backpackers, straight away I'm assuming they can't swim. They haven't taken a stroke that I can see, and I can see their hand going up occasionally and down, and our visual on them is getting hampered by the swell and the wind, the rain, and they had drifted a fair bit out. They're in a pretty bad position.
And as that was happening, some ladies come running down screaming, saying that she's watched someone drown for the last 5 minutes.
I had these expensive eyeliners. The rubber ducky will have to go out though. He's in distress. He's had his hand up for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, we've been watching him.
Okay.
People have called it in for sure. Hey, I'm going for a paddle.
Just as I'm taking my jacket off, I notice the police rock up, and then I think, oh no, a member of the public's rang up. And I knew that the perception was they're tourists in the rip.
Pissing out rain, and we got two who decided to go get themselves stuck in the rip on Christmas Day.
At this point, I'm paddling out thinking it's got to be a better way to spend Christmas than rescuing pommies in the driving rain. It's windy and cold, there's blue bottles. I'm not happy at all.
I think one of them's got a camera.
I'm getting closer to him and I see a camera come out of the water of the guy's hand and a little flash. And I think, who's taking photos in the rip? Straight away, see Reidy's face. And I'm like, what are you doing, you
I'm a lifeguard and I'm with one of Australia's greatest ever surf swimmers, Spot Anderson. We're out here having a ball. Spot's taking photos of me, getting smashed by waves on the lilo. We turn around, next minute we can see police on the beach and Beauty's paddling out to us, and it's like, hang on a minute, what's going on here?
I'm so pissed off. He sees I'm angry. I said, look where you are. And he started laughing. And I just said, get in, come on, the police are on the beach.
Bondi Lifeguards, Jesse's speaking. Yeah, mate, we're on it now. So that's got a bit blown out of hand. They're about 20 metres offshore, not a kilometre. A few Chinese whispers along the way, but yeah, the boys went down to grab them, but they wouldn't jump in on the board. So it's all good, buddy. Bye. Bye-bye. They're just about to launch Lifesaver 1. They said 2 people were in distress a kilometre off Bondi. Oh, I love this place. Reidy's Christmas swim has triggered a little bit of drama. We've got ladies running down the promenade, coppers running along the beach, helicopters are getting launched, and yeah, Reidy and his mate just
floating in the rip. As I'm paddling back in, I'm looking at Box thinking, when he finds this is Reidy, he is gonna be spewing.
Merry Christmas!
Yeah, Bondi Central boys, we're on our way back up. We got denied. Thanks for going in, it was definitely worth a paddle out.
He did restrain himself. I thought he'd be a bit more verbal with him.
They're ringing us from everywhere, mate. Every all helicopter ones are coming, everything. Are they? Mate, massive. Why? Because he's around there floating around. He weren't swimming and no,
He wanted to show you.
Yeah, I got it in my pocket.
We were just doing reading the surf.
Yeah, the whole cavalry's coming.
Oh, look at that ambulance coming down too. I wonder if that's for
The ambos are flying down the promenade and seeing Kerbox come in dripping wet. He was soaked and he was like, just slammed the door.
You reckon there's no swear up colour for that? The whole Air Force, Navy and the whole stormtroopers are coming. Can't see it.
Harry out there and he had his
Soaking wet.
camera taking pictures of me. Was it a prank gone wrong or was it a misunderstanding? Look, I don't know. You'd have to ask Reidy that question.
the helicopter, like the people run and said, like, we're launching.
They should know better, both of them, to do it when it's like this.
I mean, we have a lot of fun down here and we play a lot of pranks on each other, but this is simply not something that was a prank. Yeah, I was just going for a swim.
Oh, so you paddled out and then they've taken a photo of you? Reidy and Kerbox got a little bit fired up and I suppose I just had to smooth it over a little bit with them, and I don't think it was a prank gone wrong. I think it was a big misunderstanding between the guys. Yeah, Reidy was just having a Christmas Day swim.
Oh, mate, I'm going to get you back for that.
Their friend, Lorenzo, has been missing for nearly an hour and was last seen in the surf.
He's missing.
They're also concerned about his state of mind. As beachgoers head home, two young women approach lifeguards. Their friend is missing.
We've been searching for almost 40 minutes trying to find him.
Well, this is the guy that you were looking for?
Yeah.
What's his name? Lorenzo?
Yeah.
Jacinta and Madison last saw Lorenzo in the water 40 minutes ago.
Give us a description of the guy.
He's about my height, he's tan, he's got bluish white looks on, and he's got brown hair.
Joel relays his description to lifeguard coordinator Beardy.
South Buggy to Central.
Copy.
We've just got two girls with us here. They're missing their friend. He's 22, tan, and he had blue and white board shorts on. They reckon that he didn't come in from the water.
Copy.
Then, some disturbing information.
I've been really upset.
What, he was upset?
Yeah. I have a fight with this girl that he's been talking to.
Like, just what? How upset? Like?
He was like on the verge of crying.
Really?
Yeah.
When they said that he was upset, that's when I got quite worried. You got to take mental health stuff pretty serious. He's probably gone somewhere like just to be on his own, yeah? In situations like these, I'm just trying to keep the girls calm. So I send the girls to see if his stuff's still there.
I'm still his keys.
Everything's still here, his keys, wallet, phone, all his stuff's still there. So that's when me and Mitch, we start to get really worried about the situation.
He hasn't gone home because he's been really upset, so we don't know if he's done anything or if he's left. So he hasn't left or anything. I just don't know where he is.
It's getting towards an hour since Lorenzo's been missing. An hour's a long time for someone to be missing.
With so little information, Joel and Mitch are reluctant to launch a full-scale search. Lorenzo's friends start to fear the worst.
Yeah, Lorenzo's missing. Is his phone here? He's missing.
His phone, keys and other belongings are still on the beach.
We'll do a quick drive up and down the beach.
Yeah.
We'll let you know what we find.
Yeah,
if we can't find anything, it might be a police matter.
Yeah.
If he's upset, like he could have gone anywhere.
Yeah.
All we can do is check the beach for you.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there.
Okay, thank you.
Just attention to everyone, if Lorenzo is here,
Your friends are looking for you, mate. Lorenzo, we need to find you, buddy. We're quite worried and we just wanted to find him so the girls could go home and we could go home and everything could be like a happy ending.
I'll stay up here. One of us needs to stay here.
Just as his friends are about to file a missing person report with police,
Are you?
Lorenzo's not sure what the fuss is all about.
What's a box? Don't talk to me.
No, we found him. Lorenzo's been found.
Thank you so much.
It was great to see Lorenzo show up. He had no idea what had been going on. He had no idea that everyone had been looking for him.
Bro! Oh, you've done my head in.
The girls did the right thing coming up to us. If your mate's not in a good state and they've been missing for a while, you've always got to check on your mates. You've got to be there for your mates. You got to always worry about your mates.
Tell me next time.
Everybody goes through ups and downs. You got to hope that when you're not feeling your best, that there's someone there that's going to look after you and be there for you. That's a happy ending to the day. Where have you been?
The toilet. Oh my!
I came out of the water, I went for a walk, and then I realised I had to go to the bathroom. Then after that, I ran into an old friend of mine from high school, and then I forgot where we were sitting. Next time, I'll take my phone with me, so at least then I've actually got something with me so that way I can actually call someone.
He owes me ice cream and KFC. And KFC. Yep. No, actually, get away.
It turns out Lorenzo was just in the toilet. Guess everyone's relieved now. Let's go. Yeah, we're out of here.
The fate of these two girls weighs on Jethro's shoulders.
They were screaming for help when I was paddling out, so you just got to go. You got to go hard.
They might not make it in.
6:45 p.m. The flags go down and lifeguards deliver their final warnings.
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The lifeguards have taken the red and yellow flags down for the day, so the beach is closed. Essentially, you are swimming at your own risk. If you are not a strong swimmer, we do recommend you go home and come back tomorrow. Thank you.
We were just about to walk out the door and I just spotted these two girls. These two younger girls just in that little rip there. Might just head down just really quickly. Oh, they're so young, they're so helpless.
In time-critical rescues, the lifeguard in the passenger seat goes first.
Yeah, she's putting her hand up.
Yeah, boy, his hand's gone up.
But Jethro is only just returning to full duties after a dislocated shoulder.
Since returning to work from my shoulder, it was the first time I've been in the buggy, going flat stick, going to a rescue where you know that it's life or death.
Both hands up. I cleared that area out before I came up, about 10 minutes ago. Go.
There was a thought in the back of my head that, like, this is the first time you're going to paddle real hard.
Go.
The fate of these two girls weighs on Jethro's shoulders.
I could see that they were youngish girls and the fear was in their eyes.
They're both like crying, eh?
They're little, they should have. I don't know where their mum or someone is.
They were screaming for help when I was paddling out, so you just got to go. You got to go hard.
They might not make it in.
When you're rescuing young kids, time's not on your side.
They might not make it in.
You really don't know how long they got left in them to fight.
Jethro learns why the girls couldn't hear earlier warnings from lifeguards. Because they're deaf.
They looked at each other in a weird way, as if like to acknowledge what was going on, and they worked together as a team, and yeah, never seen anything like it.
The young girls are sisters. On shore, Harrison looks for their parents.
If I could hear the screams 50 metres away on the beach, surely the parents could hear the screams.
Is that the mum on the shore in the black shirt?
It's the grandmother. She's dead.
The grandmother has been trying to signal the girls for the last 10 minutes.
She was on the water's edge helpless. She couldn't let anyone know that her kids are in trouble. She couldn't run up to us, you know. She just started doing sign language to me, and I felt my heart sunk a bit, actually.
We didn't know we was moving back, and yeah. Me and Samantha thought it was going to be fun way back, but we would drown because water splashed over my face. I told Samantha, why say help?
When you're out in the water, you hear, you know, the seagulls, the crashing of the waves. They couldn't hear anything. Not being able to hear anything or knowing that the lifeguard's coming to get you, that'd be your worst nightmare.
I learned from school about RIP, and I thought it might be RIP, so I do follow what teacher taught us. So help, yeah.
Jethro's first serious rescue since returning to full duties is a resounding success.
Down here we see people from so many different walks of life, and it definitely makes you reflect and realise how good our job is down here at the beach.
Thank you.
When you rescue two girls like that, yeah, it feels really good to send them home.
Are rapidly fading.
When you think you've lost someone for that long, you're probably going to find a body, and for their family that would have been so traumatic. It all started to point towards a bad outcome.
Remember, if you do go in the water, you'll be swimming at your own risk.
Some days you don't want to leave because it's still dangerous and there's still a lot of swimmers, and it's hard to tell people to stop enjoying themselves.
As the day's shift finally ends, lifeguards can now head home.
It was about 7:10 when we finally got out and locked up the tower and straight home, and looking forward to having dinner with the kids and the wife and some friends.
Then, Whippet gets an emergency call.
So I got home at 20 to 8, my phone rings.
It's a fellow lifeguard with news.
There's someone missing down at Bondi. The helicopter's on the way, the cops are on their way. Living close to the beach, I thought it was just my duty to kind of come back down and check what was going on. Having been here all day and sitting on the rips and knowing where the water was moving, I knew I'd be an asset to the cops or the ambos.
When Whippet gets back to the beach, a major search is underway.
When I arrived, you're always going to expect to see some lights and sirens and stuff, but there was the full artillery out there.
A man has been missing for more than 2 hours. He was last seen in the water. He's travelled from Vietnam with his wife to visit his son and daughter. It's his first time at Bondi. Whippet's assessment is grim.
After looking at his clothes on the ground, no one's going to leave the beach without their stuff intentionally, and they're sitting right in front of the worst rip. I was ready to get in the water and, if I had to, go and retrieve a body.
I mean, yes, it could drift. But rips can take fast. But there's not many rips at the moment that are going outwards. They're all kind of going across.
Knowing how the water was moving, I was helping guide the helicopter around the bay, saying this is how I think the water would move, and if it was a floating body, then where it potentially might be.
The man's wife and daughter help police circulate a description. Off-duty lifeguard Mitch also joins the search.
I relayed the description through the radio up to Mitch so he can put the binoculars out and see if, the rips can take people all over this beach and see if he was anywhere else.
Asian, with chubby build, with sort of knee-length black.
The man's clothes remain untouched in front of Bondi's worst rip. Daylight and hope are rapidly fading.
When you think you've lost someone for that long, you're probably going to find a body, and for their family, that would have been so traumatic. It all started to point towards a bad outcome.
Missing man Gwyn Vunheim doesn't speak English, but his daughter, Ty, does. Whippet comes up with a plan.
I said, go up and use our PA system and try and speak to him in Vietnamese.
Nguyễn Văn Hành, nếu có đang ở trên biển, hãy lên bờ và đến gần tòa nhà Lifeguard.
Ty's father, Gwyn, has now been missing for almost 3 hours. As light fades, the search may soon be called off.
I was on the beach, obviously hoping not to have to paddle out and retrieve a body, but kind of ready to go. And then the next call that came through the police radio was, oh, we haven't seen a person, but there's a good size 12-foot shark in the boot. It was literally just off the berg. So obviously my concerns were high. You never want to think that someone's gone until you find them. So yeah, it was stressful. Mitch radioed me and said, mate, someone's come to the tower. And I said, I'm not taking the family up in case it's not him. They'll be devastated. You've got to be very careful with the family not to give them hope that isn't warranted. And I've raced up in the buggy and this guy had a singlet on. He had no shirt on in the photo, so maybe it's not him. We've got him, it's going to be all good. I knew we had him, and your heart rate drops instantly and it's like a big weight off your shoulders. It's a huge relief when it works out for the best.
My mother was like, yes, it's him. Luckily, we found out that it could be different if something bad happened. She was so happy to see him. He was like, where have you been? And he didn't expect the helicopters was looking for him.
Like, the immediate reaction of the family is just pure relief and joy, I guess, and happiness that he's been found. But it also quickly kind of turns to like, where have you been?
My mother was like fighting him. We were waiting here for 3 hours. Where the hell are you going?
Ty's mum was, yeah, she was letting him have it. Yeah, I think Ty's dad's in the bad books for a little while.
I just feel, thank God he back, thank God, like, we finally can see him again. Yeah.
Yeah, very good result.
A week after her father was found, Ty returns to Bondi. Her parents are back home in Vietnam. But what happened the night her father went missing?
When I came back here, I saw the beach, and it's still the beach, but for me, it's like unforgettable memory for me and for my family as well.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good to see you. Yeah, a bit less stressful today, huh?
Yeah.
How's your dad? He's good?
Yeah, everything back to normal.
Where was he?
He was like around the walk to the McDonald's.
He went to McDonald's?
Yeah. Like he said that he heard me like speaking.
Oh, on the speaker, yeah.
He heard his name. I so appreciate.
Nah, that's all right. No worries. That's what we're here for. I'm glad in the end that he was safe, and
Yeah, I appreciate.
hopefully your mum gave him a smack for being naughty and disappearing on everyone, huh? And remember, next time your dad comes, tell him to swim between the flags, all right? See you later. Bye-bye. Ty's dad went to McDonald's. It's like there's police and ambulances and jet skis and everything looking for you, mate, and you didn't even bring us back a cheeseburger.
Pretty horrific. There was a lot of panic in both the people's eyes at that stage, and then I noticed the blue board coming, and I think it's one of my colleagues, but I don't recognise him.
Is this a joke or what?
On a relatively quiet day at Bondi, Baggis identifies a solo swimmer caught in a rip.
I'm in the tower, and I glass a guy, binoculars, and you just know straight away I have to run. It's not like explaining to everyone else where it is. It's an emergency. You go.
Racing to the shore, Baggis notices volunteer lifesavers from Bondi Surf Club already on the scene.
By the time I got down there, Clubby had already gone out. So he actually beat me to the patient, which was good because he kept the guy upright momentarily before I came out.
The volunteer lifesaver has swum out with a rescue tube, a yellow flotation device with ropes attached.
Tubes are really good first responders. They basically just keep the patient upright. It's very hard to complete a rescue with a tube, and it's sort of just a temporary relief before the cavalry arrives.
As the man scrambles onto the board, it becomes clear he's tangled in the rope connected to the rescue tube.
That tube became a big hindrance because it was like a fishing net, all tangled around. The patient had it around his neck. It was actually making the situation worse.
Worse still, the volunteer lifesaver is attached to the other end of the rope.
Clubby was needing rescuing as well. The rescuer became the rescuee.
There was a lot of panic in both the people's eyes at that stage. And then I noticed the blue board coming, and I think it's one of my colleagues, but I don't recognise him.
An off-duty volunteer lifesaver has come to help using a spare lifeguard board from the beach.
The guy who swam out with the tubes getting rescued. Is this a joke or what?
He was coughing up, he was vomiting water, and the tube was wrapped around his body.
An exhausted patient tangled in ropes. This is not a textbook rescue.
I want him on the board so I can untangle him with a bit more stability. He jumps on, shifts his weight. Gone, capsized.
A capsized board normally spells more trouble, but this time, Baggis gets a lucky break.
Believe it or not, capsizing's in our favour. He's untangled, miraculously.
I was about to drown. These guys are heroes. It wasn't deep at all. It just pulled me away, you know? I got really close to God.
Off-duty volunteer lifesaver Jesse was walking past when he saw the situation unfolding.
It can happen very quickly that someone can drown. It's just 10 seconds, you know? And that guy was in a very heavy rip there, so it could have been very serious.
That was just one of those ones. He'd drown for sure. 100%.
The rescue victim may now be safe, but he's a little confused about who the camera crew are.
If promised my family I'll be on the Bondi Rescue, same thing, yeah? I just wish it was outside at Bondi, bro. You guys be there tomorrow?
Be here tomorrow?
Nah, at Bondi.
Oh, we're at Bondi now.
And then it's Cronulla?
No, this is Bondi Beach.
Serious?
Yeah, this is Bondi Beach.
Thought he was in Cronulla. That's a 30-kilometre, different train lines and everything. Like, that's a... He's way off course.
Were you supposed to be in Cronulla?
Yeah, bro.
You okay, mate?
Yeah, thanks.
So I thought my wife was bad with directions. That is, like, next level.